السلام عليكم. Welcome back to another episode of Quran in English. My name is Ahmad and I'm happy to take you through the third and final section of Surah Sad, the letter Sad. Before I get into it, let me explain what I'm doing. I'm here to learn how to read the Quran and learn what is in the Quran. This is an educational journey for me that I am sharing with you in the hopes that you might learn something, and also in the hopes that I might learn something. So if you see something that you have a different perspective on, feel free to let me know, and I will happily learn as a result. Just a small factor on myself. I'm just feeling a bit emotional today, and I don't know why. Alright. Without further ado, where do we leave off? We left off, it was talking about heaven, and we're going to continue talking about heaven now. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, and off we go. وعندهم قاصرات الطرف أثراب, and with them are the shortening of gaze, those who don't stare, those who are very modest in their gaze, that are well matched. So here they've added the word maidens. The word maidens is not there. It says those who are of short gaze that are well matched. Here they've also translated well matched to be equal age, and there might be some more connotation behind أتراب, not أثراب. Okay, وعندهم قاصرات الطرف أتراب. Well matched. I don't know this specific term. Maybe it means something about age, but it doesn't. Definitely maidens was not referenced, but just comparison, modest in their vision, and their vision is an interesting perspective, because having a modest gaze indicates a lot about a person. A, it's indicating modesty. B, it's indicating a lack of ego, a lack of greed, a lack of desire, a lack of searching more and needing more, wandering eyes, that kind of whole philosophy. So it seems like partners who are modest is the main description here. هذا ما توعدون ليوم الحساب. This is what you are promised for the day of reckoning, the day of account. إن هذا لرزقنا ما له من نفاد. Indeed, this is surely our provision. For it has no end. Our provision has no end. It will never run out. هذا وإن للطاغين لشر مآب. This, and for the transgressors, surely is a terrible, evil place of return, destination. Destination is more correct than place of return, because place of return implies that it was there before. Destination is where they're going. Ma'ab, I think, makes more sense as destination. Does it also mean return in Arabic? Ma'ab. I just thought the context of this sentence means that it was destination. It might mean return in Arabic, some context, but I think the context is very clear. I don't think they were in hell before, and there was nothing to ever mention in the Quran that they were in hell before, so destination makes more sense. جهنم يصلونها فبئس المهاد. Hell, they will burn in it. What a terrible destination. What a terrible place to rest. Resting place, هذا فليذوقوه حميم وغساق. This, so they let them taste it, the boiling fluid, and purulence, oozing pus. وآخر من شكله أزواج, and others of its like, in various kinds and various sorts. We do need to see azwaj often means pairs, but here I think it's like something like it is the kind of the understanding. That's why they translated it to same sort. Azwaj literally means pairs or marriage partners, but of the same sort. From its likeness, various kinds. From its likeness, various variations, various partners, various variations. هذا فوج مقتحم معكم لا مرحبا بهم إنهم صالوا النار. This is the company that is bursting with you, but we will not welcome them here. Indeed, they will burn in fire. So the understanding is that all those who are in the fire are also not, I mean, they're companions in the sense that they're both in hellfire, but they will not be friendly towards one another. They will not greet each other. They will not welcome each other, for they too will burn in fire. They are not welcome since they're present in hell, thus will not benefit us anyway. It's just that they're not greeting each other. A lot of people talk about, oh yeah, I'm just going to go to hell and be with all my friends. They're not your friends in hell, is what this is saying. قالوا بل أنتم لا مرحبا بكم أنتم قدمتموه لنا فبئس القرار. They said, nay, for you there is no greeting for you, there is no welcome for you. You brought this upon us, so wretched is the settlement. Yeah, it's kind of talking about the animosity that happens between the residents of hell. Your friends or your people that kind of encourage you to do bad things and you went down to hell because of it, you're going to blame them for you being there as well. And that's what creates the animosity. You're going to be like, you put us here. Everybody's going to blame everybody else. قالوا ربنا من قدم لنا هذا فزده عذابا ضعفا في النار. They said, our Lord, whoever brings upon us this, whoever brought us to here, whoever brought this upon us, increase for him the punishment double in the fire. They're just going to be spiteful, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be angry at each other, and they're going to wish more. It's crazy that they're praying for more destruction in hell, considering how much they're suffering. وقالوا ما لنا لا نرى رجالا كنا نعدهم من الأشرار. They say, what is with us? What is for us? We do not see men. We used to count them from the bad ones. The tyrants were asking about why do we not see those we consider to be lowly? Bad ones is more accurate than lowly, because it does talk about, whereas in life those people mocked the I do understand the term lowly, but they mocked, they considered the good people villainous. They consider the good people as doing bad things, and like whenever you have a clash between someone who's trying to do good and someone who's trying to do something selfish, the good person will sometimes go against the selfish person and say, no, you can't get this extra thing, it belongs to that person. And the person who's being selfish is like, why is this person taking away something that belongs to me? They're an enemy, they're evil. So when they arrive in hell, they go, okay, so that person was harming me, where is he? Because people who are selfish tend to kind of look at other people and say, you're not benefiting me, therefore you are evil, where is your punishment? It's a very limited perspective on life. اتخذناهم سخريا أم زاغت عنهم الأبصار. Did we take them in ridicule? Did we take them lightly, or do our eyes just fail to see them in the hellfire? Or do we just not see them? So here they also translated the same. In other words, did we underestimate them? No. Did we mock them? Did we not take them seriously? Did we misunderstand them? Or are they just here and we just don't see them? Keep looking, baby. إن ذلك لحق تخاصم أهل النار. Indeed, that is the truth of the quarrel for the people of fire. That is the dispute amongst the people of fire. You burning, suffering, and then looking for people to suffer with them. قل إنما أنا منذر وما من إله إلا الله الواحد القهار. Say, I am only a warner, and there is no God except God, the one the irresistible, the supreme, the mighty. رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما العزيز الغفار. The Lord of the heavens and the earth and what is between them, the Almighty and the oft-forgiving. Yeah, so here Qahar is the irresistible. It's not the right word. Irresistible is close because it means that who will reach whomever he wishes to reach. So I do understand irresistible, but it's like the unstoppably penetratable. Okay, that's not complicated. Anyway, this is also mighty and oft forgiving. It is very important to remember that all you have to do to receive God's blessing is ask for it. قل هو نبأ عظيم. Say this is a news that is great. And again, they've now limited it to the Quran. The Quran is not mentioned in this verse because this news didn't come with the Quran. This news came with the Torah, with the Injil, with the Zabur, with the Bible. Well, not exactly the Bible, with sort of the Bible, with the Torah from the Jews and the Psalms from David and all of the books. It's not just the Quran. The news has been one. There is one God. He is merciful. Repent and believe. أنتم عنه معرضون. You are from it turning away. You are turning away from the truth, from the news. ما كان لي من علم بالملأ الأعلى إذ يختصمون. I did not have, it was not within me, for me, I didn't have any knowledge of the chiefs of the exalted when they were disputing. Now here they add a note to say this is about Satan's refuse to comply because of God's orders. But I mean, we're about to see that in the next verse. This footnote was unnecessary, I think. But anyway. إن يوحى إلي إلا أنما أنا نذير مبين. It was revealed to me, except I am only a warner that is clear. The only news that I have is what has been revealed to me. I'm only a warner that is clear. إذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من طين. When your Lord said to the angels, indeed, I am going to create a human being from clay. So this is the news that was shared, that was revealed to the Prophet, but also from before the Prophet. But I'm glad that we had the Quranic version because that seems to be a bit more accurate. فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين. When I have proportioned him and breathed into him from my spirit, which is a very interesting perspective because the Christians have a very specific view that God's spirit is something separate. They also think that it is God because they think that God is the Spirit, the Father, and the Son, which is confusing. But it does talk about God's Spirit here, and it does talk that God's Spirit came into Adam, and we are all descendants of Adam, so we all have God's Spirit. It's not a distinct... I mean, God's Spirit is more than just what we have within us, but what is within us is also God's Spirit. Does that mean that we are God in a Christian sense? Of course not. But it's just interesting that we all have it. And this is something that I had to have a revelation about before, because sometimes I struggled with taking up space in this world. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm just bothering people, I'm taking up space, and this can kind of be as a result of having a strict childhood. But yeah, through my mental breakdowns and breakthroughs, I realized that God's Spirit is within me as it is within everybody, and I deserve to be here just as much as everyone else, just as much as everybody deserves to be here. So I should take up the space that I take because I am animated by God's Spirit, you know? And then he said to all the angels, then fall down for him, prostrating, which means what? Which means we're going to talk about the case-old discussion and dilemma. Good old Satan. فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون. So all the angels prostrated, all of them together. All of the angels prostrated together. So what is the group that we are talking about? All the angels. They prostrated together. إلا إبليس استكبر وكان من الكافرين. All the angels prostrated together except Iblis. Except Iblis, who became Satan, he was arrogant and he was from the disbelievers. Now here they're going to try to say that, see footnote, okay, that's not fine. Acted arrogantly. Yeah, we know that he was superior. Okay, so the age-old question that people have been arguing for a long time, was Iblis an angel? The counterpoints are always going to be, no, Iblis was a jinn because the Quran says he was jinn, he was made of smokeless fire, he can't be both jinn and an angel, unless there's something you don't understand about angels. Which, honestly, the amount of things that we don't understand about angels is phenomenal. It's insane. So one of the arguments, the counter-arguments, is angel could be like a class, could be like a subset of species, could like be, they might be, there was also another argument that angels are made of light, but that's not a Quranic reference. That's not from the Quran. I tried finding that verse. It's something that we believe, that is from people, what people have said. It is not from the Quran. So we cannot say that angels are made from light and jinn are made from fire and therefore they're different. We know that jinn are made from fire. We know that Iblis was jinn. Was he also an angel is the question. Most people will, I don't know most people, but it's like very strong feelings either way, because these verses always create this problem. We know that Iblis was jinn. Was he also an angel? There is also such a thing as hybrids, being jinn and being an angel. He could be a bit of both. I don't know. It could be a class. I don't know is the correct answer. Nobody can tell you that they know for sure, and those who tell you that they know for sure are wonderfully free to be their own mistakes. I personally believe that because the Quran mentions so many times that all the angels bowed except for Iblis, that means that Iblis was the exception from all the angels. Therefore, he has to be an angel for this to make grammatical sense. It doesn't make sense for it to be said this way. All the angels bowed down except Iblis. He has to be an angel, just grammatically speaking. How? I don't know. But this is what the Quran is saying, and this is what I pick up. But yes, age-old discussion. Everybody's fighting. Nobody knows. So some people have said that Iblis was among the angels, that the angels were there. He wasn't an angel, but he was with the angel, and that the previous speech is being, all the angels. It didn't say all the angels and those with them. It said all the angels were asked to bow down, and all of them bowed down, but one. It didn't say those who were near the angels. So yeah, we've talked about this a million times on this channel, but it makes sense. And I still believe that Iblis was an angel based off of the grammar of this. It's not once, not twice. This is mentioned so many times in the Quran. Yeah. قال يا إبليس ما منعك أن تسجد لما خلقت بيدي. قال يا إبليس ما منعك أن تسجد لما خلقت بيدي أستكبرت أم كنت من العالين. He said, O Iblis, God said, O Iblis, what prevented you from prostrating for what I have created with my hands? Interesting expression. Why does it say created with my hands? Is it metaphorical? Is there little God's hands? I don't know. Are you arrogant or are you of the of the exalted ones? That's an interesting. I like the exalted ones more. They've translated it to did you just become proud, which could be this, but this is more are you arrogant or were you one of the exalted ones, or did you? So they just use two words, proud or arrogant, but this is one of the exalted ones. I think it kind of means the same thing, but I'm trying to think if there's a different meaning to al-adin. Adin means the ones of high stature, of high posture. And I wonder what that means. Maybe God is saying, or do you think that you are better than angels? Maybe there's a tier higher than angels. That could be interesting. I mean, we can't claim to know that we know everything that exists. We know that angels exist. Is there something bigger or stronger than angels? A higher class or a higher degree? So maybe. It would also make sense. Right? Because God does so many things, and His Spirit gives life to so many things. To think that there is something more powerful than angels that God has, that doesn't sound impossible. God is capable of everything. So maybe that's what He's asking him. Are you more than an angel? Interesting thought. قال أنا خير منه خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين. Here we go. He said, I am better than him. You've created me from fire, because he's jinn, and you have created him from clay. Because he's jinn, does that mean he's not an angel? I don't know. I just don't know. قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم. So God said, get out from it being paradise, heaven, the above. Indeed, you are accursed. وَأَنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. And indeed, upon you is my curse until the day of judgment, the day of religion, the day of the end. This is the end. قال ربي فانظرني إلى يوم يبعثون. I don't know why sometimes it's انظرني. I grammatically do not know Arabic enough, but anyway, he said, my Lord, give me respite to a day that they will be resurrected. So Satan said, okay, you're going to curse me till the day of judgment, but spare me, give me some time until the day that they are resurrected. This is the request from Iblis, who becomes Satan. Okay, they didn't talk about him becoming the name Satan, but he once he disobeyed and God cursed him, he became Satan, aka Shaitan. Al-Shaitan, which means the Satan, because Shaitan can also just mean a devil or something. But the devil is the adversary, the head of them, the go. And then God said, قَالَ فَإِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنظَرِينَ. God said, then indeed you are of the ones that will be delayed. So, Satan disobeyed. God cursed him. He said, let me wait. God said, I'll let you wait. I'm going to do one more verse. إِلَى يَوْمِ الْوَقْتِ الْمَعْلُومِ. I'll give you time until the day of a time that is known. Interesting. Here it says until the appointed day. And Satan asked for until the day of religion, the day of judgment, the day of resurrection. But the answer was until the appointed until a time that is known. The answer is not that it will be done at Judgment's Day. It could be before Judgment's Day. It is implied, but it is not spoken. And I think this is a very key distinction. Primarily because from the Christian scriptures, and also from some of what the Prophet Muhammad said, that Jesus will come back. And according to the Christians and the Jews, that after the Messiah comes, that's when peace on earth will be, and roughly it's expected that 1,000 years will live out. Because Jesus will defeat evil / defeat Satan. So it would make sense that before Judgment Day, there's still 1,000 years on earth where Satan's defeated and and Earth continues without Satan. Maybe. Theories. All it says is a time that is known. It doesn't say to the appointed day. But this also brings up the question, was this whole scenario a part of God's plan? Did God expect the devil to become the devil, Iblis, to refuse, be arrogant, be cursed, and then be given time to screw with us all? AKA, is the devil a part of God's plans? And is the devil supposed to be tempting us all? I believe 100% yes, because God is all-knowing and all-powerful, and the devil is a part of God's plans. It's not that God didn't know. You know? I think that makes the most sense. I think of it as like the devil's advocate test. It's like a virus that has to kill all the weak cells in the body in order for the strong cells to survive. If the virus didn't exist, then you end up having a body with malnourished something. You need to have something to test your systems against, so that in the end, that which survives is pure. It's kind of like, with a fire, you purify metal. Is the fire bad? No. You use it to kind of get rid of impurities, to attack, to frustrate. So I do believe that the devil, and it's funny that the term devil's advocate is to argue against something, to say, what if the opposite's true? What if the difference? And by doing that argument, you actually can strengthen your own argument. If somebody plays devil's advocate when you are preparing for a case, for a presentation, then they can help you prepare for a lot of things that might come up as opposition. They have to pretend to be opposition in order for you to better prepare, to better battle, to improve. If they didn't exist, then you wouldn't be able to prove your argument, and you wouldn't be able to pass or succeed the thing that you need to succeed. So that's what I see the devil as. A constant temptation applied to all humans to see which of us succeed and which of us fail, because within humanity exists both, and this is the only way for us to progress. By culling the weak. Those who are falling to temptation, and don't get me wrong, I've fallen to temptation plenty, and I'm sure I will fall to temptation plenty more. I am only human. But at the end of the day, there's like a battle between good and evil, and they're kind of like back and forth, and you try to do more good than you do evil, I think, is the main concept. Yeah. قال فبعزتك لأغوينهم أجمعين. He said, the devil said, then by your might I will mislead them all. Here they translated it to by your glory, but by your might. And it indicates that Satan is doing this in line with God. Because God's energy is what powers him, right? God's spirit powers us all, even the devil. So that's why he has might from God, you know? I will mislead them all, except إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين. Except your servants, your slaves from them that are the exalted, the chosen ones, the ones that are the best of the best, the creme de la creme. And there is a concept of the best of the best. Like, I don't know if belief is enough. It should be, theoretically. And it is, because of what the Quran has said. I don't know, I'm just trying to... Because there is another verse of the Quran that says most people will not make it, you know? But I don't know how true that is, because I feel like there's a lot of good people that believe, you know? There must be. Of course, there are those who think that they believe and they pray, but then they commit evil unknowingly. قال فالحق والحق أقول. He said, this is the truth, and the truth I say. Oh, God said, فالحق والحق أقول. Yeah, so this is after Satan said, I will mislead them all except the good, the exceptional few. Then God said, this is the truth, and I speak the truth. Very interesting. But it doesn't paint God as angry. And the devil, is the devil cursed? Question mark. Because God said he's going to curse the devil, and the devil said, give me respite until the time, until the day of judgment. And God said, I'll give you respite until a time. Which means, is he not cursed? Because he's given respite. God's not cursing him. Because he's given time. So that he may mislead others. Is the devil cursed? I thought it was guaranteed, but I didn't ever think about it. He was given respite. Sure. لأملأن جهنم منك وممن لأملأن جهنم منك وممن تبعك منهم أجمعين. I will surely fill hellfire with you and whoever follows you among them altogether. I mean, he might not be cursed right now, but he's definitely going to hell with everybody that follows him. Fun. قل ما أسألكم عليه من أجر وما أنا من المتكلفين. Say, I do not ask of you for all this knowledge and news, for it from any payment, and I am not from the ones who pretend. المتكلفين? I don't know if pretend is the right word there. I think it means I'm not taking a debt. Maybe that's kaful, not kalif. Maybe. I just imagine I'm not taking a debt for it. I'm not taking anything for it now. I'm not asking anything for it now, nor will I ask you anything for it later, is what I understood. Kilfe. I'm curious. Where's the keyboard? Oh. Ah! This is the word. Yes. Dutch, because I'm in the Netherlands, Arabic. Yeah, kalf is cost. Mutakallifin is I'm not taking this cost as a later date. I don't think this is about pretending. Let's take this word and see if it makes a difference. The burden of those who bear a burden? Yeah. He burdened the ones. Oh, okay. You're translating it all together. Just give me the word. Yeah, pretenders is the simple word, but as you saw, you just put it in the context and it becomes those who bear a burden. So he's I'm not taking your payment, nor am I taking on the burden, nor am I taking on something from you that I will ask later. That makes a lot more sense than pretending, even though it can mean pretending, but it's just, from kalf, from cost. إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين. Indeed, it is only a reminder for the worlds. The only reason that the prophet, the messenger, was doing this is because it's a reminder for the world. وَلَتَعْلَمُنَّ نَبَأَهُ بَعْدَ حِينٍ. So that you will know this news, this information, after a time. And certainly you know its truth before it's long? No. You will know the truth. Oh, yeah, there's two ways to understand it. You'll know this truth after a while. After a while, you will come to see that it's true. But also, so that you may know this news for after a long time has passed, you may still know this news. Because right now, it's 1,500 years after the Prophet, and we still know this news because of how it was said. Very interesting how the words can mean both. Great. That's it. That's it for today. I always sometimes dread, I'm not in the greatest of minds or greatest of moods. I don't know how I'm going to do with the Quran, but somehow when I read it, I feel a lot better. Especially when I find something new and my brain thinks in ways that I haven't thought about before. It inspires me. like as I was reading the verses the first time, I'm like, yeah, we've heard this, the devil, the refusing, but I still feel like I understood a few things. One, that he's not cursed. Two, there was something else, that it wasn't until Judgment Day. He was given until an appointed time, not till Judgment Day. He asked for Judgment Day, but he was not given till Judgment Day, I don't think. I'll have to review the other verses to see if that makes sense. But anyway, this was cool. As always, we always end with Sadaq Allah al-Ali al-Azim. And next week we'll look into Az-Zumar. The trumpets? The troops. That's Zamur. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys next week. Mas salame. Bye.